Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Christian Eriksen card to review today. So, we are taking a look at a card that is 5'11 with high work rates, right-footed, with 5-star skill moves and a 5-star weak foot. So, obviously, he has all the base card stuff to be really good in the cam position and incredibly usable. Obviously, with the amount of Serie A cards that have been released, if you guys haven't been using any of those cards for SBC fodder, there's a lot of cool links that you can work with in regards to the Serie A league. So high work rates is definitely a welcome work rate to have in the cam position or the center forward position. So definitely excited about him having those work rates. But the 5-star is going to be very helpful if he has good base card stats in certain areas. In regards to traits, he only has the flare trait. So again, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. It's always like a 50-50 with that trait, because sometimes you do regular passes and they do flare passes and you don't really want them to do flare passes, which they should probably fix, to be fair. In regards to his in-games, he has 90 acceleration with 85 sprint speed. So you may want to adjust that, really up to you. We're going to try him out on basic first, and then I'm going to think about the chemistry style that we're going to give him, which is either going to be a sniper or an engine, as we normally do over here. In regards to shooting, he has 99 attacking positioning. Okay, so that for base card stats with the high work rates is going to be very interesting. You do need to have decent pace for them to utilize empty space better, so having 90 acceleration with 90 sprint speed will be very helpful, and we're going to experiment with that. He's going to have 90 finishing, but he does have a 5-star weak foot with 98 shot power and 99 composure. Passing abilities with this card is really good as well. Obviously, you don't necessarily need to improve it. It should feel very good. Kind of similar to a Bruno Fernandes card, you know, where his passing is going to be really good without you needing to improve it. Very important there as well. Dribbling is going to be very interesting because we need to experiment with that first in-game to see what it's going to be like and whether or not I want to improve it. The fact that his shooting stats at 99 attacking positioning, 98 shot power with 99 composure is already good for base card stats, you don't necessarily need to give him a chemistry style right away, but we can actually test out the card properly, right? So again, passing is good. Dribbling with the card we need to experiment with in regards to the agility and bounce being as it is with the 5'11 height. He doesn't really have like a skinny body type in game, so we need to experiment with him in regards to just dribbling with him in specific ways. Doesn't have any defensive presence. You know, even if you were to give him a Guardian chemistry style, not really that important. In regards to physical, he does have 99 stamina, so playing in the midfield position should be perfectly fine. And you can kind of play with him however way you want because of the high work rates. So, in-game, as we normally do, we are going to be using the 4-2-3-1, 5-4, 5-4. We're going to go ahead and mess with these a little bit. Lozano will have off to the right. Christian Eriksen will be playing through the middle with Cristiano Ronaldo up top. Yeah, I think the team is lined up perfectly for this. Milinkovic-Savic with Alan. Carvajal, Ferland, Mendy. Am I tripping out? Hold on here a second. Where is... Oh my god, I tripped out for a second because I thought this was Immobile for a second. I was like, what? But this actually works out perfectly for his team, because I was like, oh, I have to put Immobile in the CDM position, but your boy's tripping out. So Christian Eriksen in the cam position should be perfectly fine with balance instructions for the cam, as well as Ronaldo being on balance. CDMs can totally be on those instructions too with the cut passing lanes. Normally I would just put him on stay back while attacking cover center, but we should be able to try out the card really nicely with these instructions. Because he doesn't really have a defensive presence, you know, playing him in the center mid position, you know, you could definitely have fun with him there, but obviously having players that can defend really nicely or even have those stats is always really ideal. So I think that in the cam position, that's where he's going to be best utilized. So let's play with him with just the basic chemistry style first, and then we'll experiment with a different one or a different chemistry style if he needs it. Yeah, so even if you give the engine chemistry style to him, it's a very similar situation where his body build... See if we can get that opportunity. His body build is going to affect his dribbling in regards to how he's going to be moving across the pitch. So obviously you shouldn't expect him to move like someone like Bernardo Silva or anything like that. But it's a very similar situation to, you know, kind of using like Bruno Fernandes or Roberto Firmino. Like, they're going to dribble in that way, but they're going to be the type of cards that have to compensate really well for certain off-the-ball movement and... for certain off-the-ball movement and for the 5-star capabilities that they have. So far, with I switched it to actually 5-5 for a width and 5 and 5 for width and players in the box, and so far he's moving a little bit better. But he definitely rotates a lot with the striker. That I'm noticing that a lot with this card is that he, you know, when he makes that aggressive run, he always replaces the striker in the team, which is very strange to me. But we're going to keep checking it out. Do you make that aggressive run right there? He does. Okay, touch. Use the body a little bit. Okay, so the engine chemistry style definitely helps out the card way more, for sure. It's the balance bar in the card that you notice the most. You can see that he's the type of cam that when he's like rotating around the field, he loves to stay on the sides. You can see even in this situation right here, he doesn't often go back into the middle instantly, which is fine because if he does a movement like this, where it doesn't even register my shot instantly, if he does movement like that, right, it's perfectly fine. It's something that you have to adjust to. So he will be the type of cam that likes to stick to the side position. So you kind of have to build up the play a certain way to kind of wait for those specific areas to open up a certain way, right? But I think that with the 4-2-3-1 we're using now, which is the 5 and 5, 5 and 5, I think he's working better in the team. I want to have Ronaldo to be on Stay Central, though, because I want to see if I can build off of Ronaldo being in the middle area while Eriksen makes those aggressive runs with his high work rates. The acceleration and sprint speed boost is being a really huge thing that's noticeable because of the high work rates and those aggressive runs that he likes to do, right? So it's even in this situation right here, like, even though he's coming off of the corner, he's not the type of person that to instantly go back into the middle position, you know what I'm saying? But it's those runs you wait for. You see? Those angled runs that they make when they're on just the inside, like the outside of the 18-yard box, that's where you're going to notice it the most. Ooh, that was really good dribbling right there, actually. I'm adjusting to him a little bit. I'm kind of like feeling out his runs. You can see that he does the replacements with him and Ronaldo now. That's what you have to kind of like play off of, right? You can see that even as I'm building up the play, let's just do this really slowly, right? They don't instantly go back into position. You see how he's still there? Now he goes back into position. So it takes him a while, you know? You see how he makes that run right there? You gotta play off of that. You see how he goes to the side now? We'll make this pass. He makes a sideways run. I wish he kind of like understood that he had to go into the middle right there. His L trigger shielding after doing a specific skill move and then wanting to dribble afterwards is not really that fast. I like to be able to do that L trigger shield instantly because it's like a fast way of dribbling and getting past the defenders, you know? Those are the ones, man. It's those angles specifically. Oh, he doesn't register the shot again. I think it's because of the pressure on the player. I'm not really sure, but once I took that specific touch, nice little glitch right there. Once I took that specific touch, I could have taken one small little dagger of a touch, but I think the composure made him push the ball a certain way. I was going to adjust my tactics, but I don't think I can, EA, so... Or maybe I still can if I... No, I can't do anything, so that sucks. Yeah, you see how he lingers to the side? When he's coming off of the corner kick, right, he still sticks to that position. I like cams that go back into the middle position instantly. So he's definitely the type of cam that likes to rotate with other players, which, to be honest with you guys, I'm not really a fan of. I can't really adjust anything for my tactics right now, which sucks. But, like, I seriously can't... Is there a way to, like, fix this, like, in-game? Like, what if I don't even think I can. So far, the card's not really impressing me so far, but if you guys know my content and you guys have watched my streams in the past, Eriksen has always been the type of card where I specifically was never really a fan of him. So take this with a grain of salt, you know. But he's not really doing it for me so far in regards to price value and in-game value. But does it make sense, you know, with the 5-star capabilities? I guess it does a little bit. These types of cards, you kind of have to, like, adjust to them a little bit because of the specific runs. Like, again, it doesn't necessarily make him a bad player. This is always personal preference stuff right here. But I'm just not really liking the way that he's moving around the pitch in the cam position, you know? Like, he makes a very pointless sideways run right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want him to kind of, like, utilize the middle position. Because when they make those sideways runs, you work off of that, basically, right? Like, you kind of have to... build up the play in the middle where you make the pass to them on the sides, and then, you know, he can go back into the middle instantly with a player like Cristiano Ronaldo. I can guarantee you any money right now, this guy has assisted for his defending. And I don't know how you guys use assisted for defending. That is, I don't know how people can use that, to be honest with you guys. Like, I use manual. I have to use manual. Assisted defending, I'm so much worse at defending with it. It's crazy. Guys, this review is going to be a little later, because when it's a player that I really dislike for this price value and for the weak foot and skill moves that he has, I can't just try him out in 1 or 2 games. I couldn't adjust my tactics, which really sucked. I really wanted to be able to do that. But I have to play 1 more game with him. I've played 2 different games, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. And, you know, Serie A players, they kind of do this for me in general, but I'm telling you guys, he really didn't offer much to me. I'm going to see if I can adjust some things with the tactics. Even in the regular menus, it's a glitch like this. I have to restart the game. The thing with this card so far, guys, it's almost as if, like, he plays on free roam without having the free roam instruction, but he just plays the free roam instruction badly. Like, that's what it feels like with this card so far. So, when it comes to stuff like this, you can't just review the card in 1 game, right? You do have to try him out more than once. We're not going to have stay forward. We're not going to mess with his interceptions, get into the box for the cross. We're going to have him on free roam. Let's try him out on free roam first, with the way that Insigne and Lozano move, with Cristiano Ronaldo playing up top. I want him to stay forward, stay central. Let's try that out first. I want to see what he's like on free roam, because sometimes it's like mixed up with this game. Eriksen is a type of player, guys, where I initially don't like him, even from previous versions. So that usually transfers over to the upgraded versions of the cards. But this is the type of review where I have to take more time on him, because I can't feel him out right away, you know? Because so far I'm not liking him, right? But I may have to just adjust some certain instructions here and there to make him more usable. So, yeah, with certain reviews, guys, as you guys know, sometimes I literally just need, like, the first, like, half, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I can field the card really nicely. But this card I need to play, like, more than 1 game, more than 2 games, because he's just not doing it for me so far. Oh my god, dude, his movement right off the get-go with free roam, it looks better so far. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really hated him on the balance, man, but I don't know. It's certain patterns that you follow with these players playing in the cam position. Like, just the way he's positioning himself now just feels a little bit better. Ronaldo's on stay forward, stay central, so we'll see. It's that part right there that I don't like. He has that rotation policy with Ronaldo. Like, I don't want him to be the striker. His dribbling, if your gameplay is not up to par, it's just going to be like, it's not going to be fast enough, man. Makes that run that I want at least. Touch again. Get that near post angle. Not bad. Not bad right there. I think that's like the most noticeable thing with this card so far is those like runs that he makes on that, you know, that semicircle area, like the bottom part of that semicircle area. If he ever finds himself in those specific spaces, he always makes the runs there. Guys, I'm going to put Lozano up top in the striker position. And I want to put Simon in the team. I want to see if Ronaldo is influencing the way that Eriksen is moving right now. Aggressive right there again. Okay, that makes sense. Makes a really pointless run right there, to be fair. What does he do over here, though? He's at the bottom. Get a nice little finesse shot. We scored that opportunity. Okay. I need to experiment with him more without Ronaldo on the team, because Ronaldo could have been influencing his off-the-ball movement a little bit, because the positioning right there to stay on side was decent. Look, you see this right here? He sticks to the side for too long, man. Look, he doesn't even go back into position. He just sticks there. You see that? You see how he just sticks to the side? I really hate that part about him. It's these runs that I noticed with him. It's these ones right here, see? That's when he goes into the space. Scoop turn, near post strike. Nice little strike right there. Okay, with Lozano being in the team, I want to try something different again. This is one of those, I've never had a card like this, that I have to try all these different things to see if it influences him. Stay central, get in behind. I want to see if Lozano's aggressive run makes Eriksen's positioning better. Now I want to try him out on balance again. I want to see if it's better now. The dribbling is just not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever chemistry style you give this card, you could even give him a sniper, because honestly, the acceleration sprint speed is noticeable for those aggressive runs. But it's not like I want him to make those aggressive runs anyways. You know, it's one of those weird things. Look, you see, he comes from the corner. Look, I'm not even doing anything. Like, look at his positioning here. I personally don't like that. I'm showing you guys certain positioning and stuff. You know, this might be some type of stuff that you guys may like. You know, I'm not saying that you guys might not like that type of stuff. It just doesn't really suit me. I don't want a player like him to do that kind of stuff, you know? I know the gameplay's not up to par right now, guys, but, like, I can still tell players like Insigne, this Foot Birthday Lozano, I could still tell that they're amazing cards, but with Eriksen, man, it's just... Those runs that he's making, if he's actually a striker, could be perfectly fine, you know? But because he's not, it's just not something that I want him to do. Simone with his medium work rates, I want him to play well there, with Lozano being a high-low on the side. Instruction on the striker is stay central, get in behind. We're not going to do that for him up top. Again, because he has the 5-star weak foot, it actually could be very helpful for having him in the striker position. I can tell you guys this right now. The position that he feels like he's going to be best utilized in is going to be the center forward position in a 4-3-3, which yet again is something that I personally wouldn't use in this game, but you know, you could definitely use him there. The dribbling is definitely not going to be up to par. I think no matter what chemistry style you give him, his positioning so far as a striker is way better. Yeah, he plays like a center forward. The way he moves around the pitch. Now you make that angled run to the middle. You see, in the striker position, that's where he wants to play. Okay. Get the dribbles off right there. Okay, I want to try one more thing with him. If he is going to be making those aggressive runs, I want to try him on just stay central. And then at some point, because of Lozano, Insigne, and Simone being very, very good players, I'm going to try him on center forward as well. But I want to try him on stay central first. The stay central instruction is what's working on you. Interesting. You see that? Touch, take the shot. There it is. That's where he belongs. The stay central instruction in the striker position is where this card belongs. That's so weird because with Eriksen, I'm like, you know what? The cam position makes the most sense, you know? But, you know, once you take those, like, settled shots or settled touches, you know, you get the shot power there. He already has the finishing, all that kind of stuff. That part right there, that's why I have to... Some of these cards you have to try out more often. 100% he feels like a center forward or as a striker on stay central. I can tell you that much right now. Look, aggressive run right there. You see? When we start building up the play again in the middle, look where he is. You see how he's back in the middle? That's the angle. And you wait for that run right there. Again, because Lozano, Simone, and stuff, because they move off the ball really nicely, that's how you have to play with this card, right? Center forward roll. And I can't make any more pauses. But guys, it's a very similar situation to when I was using Roberto Firmino's card. Roberto Firmino feels way better than Eriksen's card. I will say that right off the bat. But you definitely have to like experiment with a few things here and there in regards to how the player moves on the ball and all that good stuff. Because, I don't know, man, with this card, it almost feels like even though he needs the pace for him to utilize the empty space, it's not like I always want him to utilize that empty space anyway. So the sniper chemistry style could be ideal for him too to boost his agility more than his balance. Because I feel like he may need that more. Alright guys, so final verdict on the Christian Eriksen card in regards to specific things here and there, right? So, we ended up giving him the engine chemistry style to boost the balance as much as possible, as well as the agility because of the fact that his pace is not necessarily up to par, and you want to make these cards as responsive as possible. Unfortunately, because of his base card stats at 89 agility, 90 balance, and his 5'11 height, with, you know, for me personally, the base card, the base rare gold card not being that great, it definitely transferred over to this card in my opinion. Now, as I was playing with him in the game, I do not recommend using this card in the cam position. For me personally, I can't even see ways of people enjoying this card in the way that he moves because they feel incredibly pointless. He's not the type of card that you want to push to the sides. Now, take into consideration that the players that I have could be influencing the way that he's moving, but even though that could be a thing, I was still rotating the players constantly. I even took out Ronaldo to see if that would influence it, but he was still doing the exact same things, right? For me personally, with this card, I would use him with the sniper chemistry style, in the striker position, playing as a stay central person, or playing him in a 4-3-3 as a center forward and being the type of player that just has to dribble really quickly with that plus 10 agility boost, good finishing boost and shot power. Yeah, his acceleration's at a 90 and his sprint speed's at an 85, but your focus would be to kind of like play like a Roberto Firmino card and lay the ball off to other players as they open up the space. When you have players like the Foot Birthday Lozano, Insigne, Simon card, the way that they move on the pitch, you know, that's the type of players you're going to support. Would I personally do the card for 250k for the quality that he offers in game? If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I don't think he costs 250k. He doesn't really feel like he offers that much playing in a central cam position, which is, to be honest, the only position I would see him being used in the way that the game is playing nowadays. But like I said, if you do want to end up doing the card, give him the sniper chemistry style, playing him as a center forward position or as a striker on the stay central instruction, or as a not necessarily target man, but as a false 9 instruction on the striker as well. He could potentially play it well, even in a 4-4-2 setup. But for me personally, I wouldn't necessarily do the SBC. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.